Welcome to the Relationship Clinic on Jam 316 on both Family TV and Family Radio 316. Jana ilikuwa Valentine's, ulinunuliwa maua. Ama ulinunuliwa maua za kupika. Unajua zile za kupika zinakaa green, zimefungwa na ribbon. Unakatakata, mnapika, mnakula na mnasema Bwana asifiwe. Relationship Clinic. This morning we want to talk about marriage and the blessing that is marriage. Many times when we discuss issues on marriage, we talk about the problems and how to solve them. You know, how do you deal with communication? How do you deal with infidelity? How do you deal with, all these things. But today we want to talk about the blessing that is marriage, because marriage is a blessing. In fact, if you are tuned in this morning and you are married, when you think about your marriage, what blessing do you see? What blessing have you experienced? I was listening to a clip by, what's her name? Pastor Mokaya. She's called Pastor Mokaya. Pastor Mokaya wa SDA Lavington, I think. Yes, she's called Pastor Mokaya. And she was addressing the women and telling women, hey, you should talk to widows. Right now you have a husband lakini ni korofishana kila saa. Saa ile hata kuwa. And even vice versa. That's when you realize, wow, kumbe nilikuwa nimebarikiwa. So, when you think about your husband, when you think about your wife, when you think about your marriage, what are the blessings you are enjoying in that relationship? Talk to me this morning. SMS is on 20316 and WhatsApp on 0786 316 316. This morning we get to hang out with a wonderful couple. Last time I hosted them, I laughed so hard. I've braced myself. I've been practicing this morning. Douglas and Njambi Angogo. Karibuni sana.
Asante.
Mko wazima?
Kabisa.
Good to have you in studio.
Asante sana.
Yes.
Na maua ni za nyuki.
Umeanza mapema. Maua ni za nyuki?
Maua ni za nyuki.
Si za warembo.
Si za warembo.
Hapana.
Hapo nilikombolewa.
Naona wewe uko na shida jana.
No. I just slept.
You just slept.
Yes.
The blessing of marriage.
Yes.
Marriage is a blessing.
Yes.
Why? Tuanzie wapi?
It's a blessing. So we need to understand this thing called marriage. Where does it come from? Yeah? And marriage is a byproduct of our Creator. It came from God Himself. And when God was creating in Genesis 1, and even creating male and female, even before the inception of marriage, in chapter 2, He said that what He has created is blessed, meaning that I'm already blessed as Catherine, even before I am married. That Douglas is already blessed as Douglas before we even get married.
Yeah.
And then when we get to chapter 2, when the man is sleeping and then Eve, is brought, and you shall call him, your wife, and bone of your bone, flesh of your flesh. The intensity of that, becoming one in Christ, and as God wanted it to become. And then now, when God says, and the two shall become one, and so we are coming together, the both of us, becoming one, but we are already blessed. Okay, we are already blessed as individuals, and we are coming together in something that God instituted, and He said that it is also blessed. Yeah, the man is told in Scripture, I think in Proverbs, it says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord."
Yes.
So the Bible also says every good gift, so marriage is blessed. When we look at all the nitty-gritties of that, marriage is already blessed. Even before we start, we begin the journey.
Okay.
Marriage is already blessed.
Do you think it makes a difference for a couple to enter into marriage knowing that it is already blessed, vis-a-vis entering into the relationship and trying to find this blessing?
Yeah, I think like my wife has said, marriage being a holy institution, and God being the person who initiated marriage, and our God is a God of good things.
Yes.
And as you see in the book of Genesis 1:30, and God said, and so whatever was made was good. So if I get into marriage with that picture of I'm getting into a blessed union, it is not, because you see we're the one who make it to become the picture we have in our mind about marriage, that marriage is a place of war. Marriage is a place of probably the Kiswahili word, marriage ni ngumu. But you see, there's nothing hard that God has blessed.
Yes.
Because people get in marriage with a very negative perspective about marriage. So even if there are blessings that are going to accompany that union, for them to already get rid of a negative mind out of it. So I'll say that in most cases, the best way to, if you go for a new job, if you get a new space of a new job and you're like, "Kai, this is going to be a hard place for me," you won't experience that easiness of doing what you're doing.
You won't even last.
But if you have a positive mind about what you're getting into, it becomes easy to really even be able to embrace the blessings. So anyone who gets into marriage, the first thing they should do not, I'm getting into a blessed union. Other people do that, and God blessed them. So it's a union that is already blessed, and that should be my understanding.
Yeah.
Because once I'm in, then it's like I'm getting into a container. You see, like if I take, I almost said my wife, if I take a container of beans,
yes,
just a big, a nice container of beans, like maybe 1 kg, and then I close it tightly. Then I open a small, the one used for savings. You see those used for savings, where you can only enter 20 bob. No, there's no 1 bob, 20 bob and above. You see, when I have other shillings inside, maybe I've been putting in, so maybe it's almost to the of getting full. When I add another 20 bob in, is it the only thing that is inside there? No, there'll be money inside there. So when I get into marriage, it should be like I'm getting into what there's already blessing inside. So as I put that 20 bob inside that container, there's a lot of blessings within that. That's 20 bob that is there. So get into the marriage space knowing that I'm getting into a union that already been blessed, because even God said, "Be fruitful, multiply in the earth, subdue, and do what? Have dominion." So I'm getting whereby I'm supposed to, maybe a space that's going to expand my sphere. I've been operating in a one sphere, but when the two of us are united in marriage, then we're able to put more to flight. Like those that one can put
1,000 to flight,
but 2 can put 10,000 to flight.
Yes.
So what happens now? All of us are coming. Like I said, I'm getting in already blessed. She's already blessed. So 2 people already understand that they are already blessed. Getting in a marriage situation, they create a space where by now they're able to really proclaim and declare God's blessing over their lives.
Wow.
So let me have a positive mind. Getting into a blessing institution, I'm going to pick up what already mine. Yes.
He talked about, one shall chase 1,000, 2 shall put 10,000 to flight. I was thinking of the companionship and the fellowship of marriage. Maybe you can talk a bit about that, because I think that's a blessing.
Yes, it's a blessing. When I was just a single girl, wake up, do, stuff here and there, go and pray. If you get discouraged, you're not sure who to talk to. But the gift of companionship, you can, it's very interesting that you can tell your spouse stuff that your parents would not know.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it is a blessing to have someone that you can open up to, that you can pour your heart out to, even as you pour it to God. That face on face, you can be able to talk to someone, they can hug you, they can comfort you, they can pray with you, they can stand with you, they can celebrate you as well. So the beauty of a blessed marriage is also the beauty of the companionship, the friendship that you have. Normally we kind of joke and say that we should not take each other for granted, because right now if something happens, imagine the first person you'll call is not my mom. Yeah, it's your spouse. Yeah, it's your, like the inclination would be, call my husband. Okay, so it's such a beautiful thing to walk the journey with someone that cares for you, adores you, someone that you have created a friendship with.
Yes.
Yeah, and that you can be open to them. You can make plans for the future with them. At times you're thinking, especially when it comes to investments, you're like, I'm thinking we build here, and I'm thinking we build here. The coming together of decisions really helps, because at times you can make, a bad decision as a one person.
As an individual.
As an individual. But then again, when you're having someone who you can consult with about certain decisions of your life and not feel judged and not feel like they will expose you.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I think there's this space of accountability that
Uh-huh.
you never experience when you are a single person.
Yes.
Which is to add on to her, because in most times when you're a single person, you want to do things on your own.
Yes.
Even if you're erring or going astray, you feel like everything is okay as long as it's fitting me. But I like the space of accountability in marriage, whereby what I can't see, my wife can see.
Your wife can see.
What my wife can't see, I'm able to see out. In most cases, you'll try to do things maybe to embrace the society. But she'll come to tone you down and tell you, pole, pole. Come back to earth.
Yes.
And you see that is the blessing of it, because there's that accountability whereby this is someone that you can confide in and they can correct you and you don't feel like, why is he telling me this? This is about me. But a marriage creates a place whereby she's able to see what I can't see and tell me, do you know what? I think you need to do this way. It has worked in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried to do things and like, I'm so much, I must do this. I'm off the roof. And she's like, okay, let's stop. And she brings
Toka
in,
kwa roof, kuja
let's come back on earth. And she'll bring in a different angle of what I wanted to do, which I thought was the best idea. In fact, I wanted to present that project to her. What do you think about this? Oh, then she brings out everything. Oh, but the way, it's a good idea, but not viable. So please, let's come back to the viability. How is it practical? Yeah, so that place of accountability. And like she said, being a friend. If you get married in space of being a friend, it means you in a place whereby you're able to understand the other person, they're able to understand you, you're able to, like the fellowship we talk about. I think fellowship is important because you look at, even if you in the house and you went to church, all of you, the two of you can understand that scripture in a different way.
Yes, yes.
And you'll be like, how was the service today? And you're like, today, I think I got off. I didn't get any. Come, let me tell you. This is what I picked from the sermon.
Yeah.
This is what it applies to our lives. So fellowship, whereby you're able to really even dig scripture together and look at what the Bible says about what you're doing.
There's something you've said that I think is very important, but sometimes we look at it as a negative instead of looking at it as a blessing. It's the whole issue of accountability. That because you are two, you're accountable to each other. And I think accountability brings both growth and safety. But many times, especially men, we look at accountability as kwani umekuwa FBI sasa. Unataka kunichunguza. What would you say to couples who are in that space?
I love the statement you've put, especially men.
Yes, especially men.
Because it's so true. Accountability is two-way. I'm watching your back, you're also watching my back. It would be very detrimental for me to see you slip away and I'm just quiet. So we are watching each other's back. But I think for women, I think there's also, we call it the sixth sense. You can be able to detect stuff, you can be able to know, certain things probably are going wrong. Because I think for men, they are busy, catering for the family and whatnot. And you can point out something and the man is feeling like, have you become my mother? When mama yangu? Are you spying on me? Are you... but I think for the woman, it's totally different. It's saying, it's like the road. When you're driving, you can be driving somewhere and then you notice something and you stop and halt. It's the same way with accountability. You're running a certain direction and I'm saying, hey, pause a bit, chill. Slow down. There's danger ahead. That's actually what accountability is. Being there, being cautious, of the red light and stuff like that, so that you do not get to a place where you've already gone off the rift and there could be a way that could have been salvaged. And it's a place where couples can get and communicate and talk about and say, it's not that I'm pointing this out because of this. I'm pointing it out because I see probably danger ahead and we can discuss about it and agree. So it's a place that couples should emulate and accept, that this part of accountability is actually a blessing. Because Pastor James, how many people will tell you when you're going wrong?
Ni wachache sana. Kwanza wengine watakuwa
wanangoja
ndio ukianguka washerekee.
Yeah, but for us, remember what we said, and the two became one. Yeah, so we are watching out for each other. We want the best for each other. So it's also very good for us to agree and accept that accountability is a blessing in this marriage when it comes to us helping each other grow, like you said, grow. It also helps you to grow.
Helps you to grow.
And even that growth is in character.
Yes.
Yeah, it's also
because some of us got into marriage and thought like we can make decisions and we are always right. So when accountability comes in, discover that, you know what, I think I've been making wrong decisions. I think I've been relying on my ego. So it's also a place of character shaping. So when you get into marriage, it refines you. And that accountability, I think it's a place where the couple should embrace. I think before you become accountable to... Because we normally have... Because accountability should be, first of all, you should be accountable to your partner. Before you become accountable to the best couples, the accountable team. Because if you look at our spouse as people who are keeping us in check, we shape our character. We shape our plans. We're able to work on our things. So one thing that now the marriage brings as a blessing is it creates a place of accountability. And it brings you back to where you're supposed to be. Because some of us, in our singlehood, I was looking at when I was single, some of the pictures you used to take when you're single, and some of the posts you used to post, the one that Facebook brings to you after some 10 years, you're like, okay, this was me. But now I'm married, I discover that that check in me creates a space for me to grow. So even my character has grown, the way I handle issues has grown. If I look at probably 10 years, 15 years ago, it should be 15 years ago, the things that they should need to make in terms of go to church, even how to tithe, but to get to marry this thing to know what we are a couple. So there's that character development that comes in marriage.
Okay, I want to give you an opportunity to ask questions this morning on 20316 for SMS and WhatsApp 0786316316. We are talking about the blessing of marriage, and earlier on I had asked you, when you think about your marriage, what are some of the blessings you are enjoying? So send those ones in as we continue with this conversation. There's something taking you back to the book of Genesis, when God looked at Adam and he said, it is not good for man to be alone. I'll create for him a helper. Because I think the helper aspect is a blessing. So how is it a blessing, and do you think we truly understand? Let me go back to the men, because I'm a man. Do men truly understand how the wife is a helper? Or do we sometimes push away the blessing of a helper that God has given us?
I think when we started off, we said that it's very important for us to understand the concept of marriage biblically and what really God desired for it to become. And so when we see the helper, mostly especially in our African context, what we have seen before is that the helper is seen to just come in and be a mother, take care of the house and do some little work here and there. And I'm not sure whether every man understands the work of the helper. And at times we actually have discussions about it, and we say, like now, Pastor James, if your car or even a lorry at the road gets a puncture or gets an accident, what comes to help?
See by scaling.
But even
yes.
But what at times, it's just like a small breakdown. And at times those things are not like as humongous as the truck.
But
they are very little. Little gari tudogo tu waneka ka chain and they pull the car. They tow the car. It's the same with us. We are fragile, we are vulnerable, we are soft, not of course as a man, but that doesn't mean that we do not have the tenacity and the strength and the capacity to help out. So when the woman is coming, and mostly you come to help in the man's purpose, okay? of course, they need to have purpose, direction,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, so that you're just coming in to help them out as well. And even as you come in to help, it's very important for the man to understand that we also come in as a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a blessing.
We are also coming in as a blessing and not as a distraction. The other day we were having a very interesting conversation with a group of people, and you know, it was random, and this man was feeling that now, because probably a man and a woman are coming together, that their dreams will be shattered.
Oh.
Because now they will have to, there's time now for the other person. If a child comes on board, there's even more responsibilities. And now they're feeling that I thought I would have a lot of time on my end to, you know, to continue with my dreams.
Yeah.
But we told them that, you know, even as this person is coming in, do not look at it negatively. Look at it in a positive way, that it's just more responsibility. And the only thing that you need to do is just create a balance of how you will be with your family, but still continue chasing after your dream.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when we come on board and especially like in our situation, you know, Aki Douglas amesaidika.
Siko na kitambi.
It is very interesting.
Amesaidika.
Aseme tu kweli. And ashame the devil.
Yes, speak the truth and shame the devil, brother.
I was a one pack.
Now you're
I'm getting to 12.
Amesaidika. Yeah. And I think maybe you know, Douglas can answer on that, especially on the aspect of men. Do they see the wife coming on board as a blessing?
A blessing.
Yes.
I think the only place you can get a lot of war from men is the area of submission. Submitting unto one another. That is a place where men will be like, I don't need to submit. Because for them, I feel like submission is now that leadership has been done away from them.
Yeah.
And there's no headship. So if you look at a wife coming in and like, she's coming to take over my position as a husband, my leadership, then you won't allow her to become a helper. When she talked about the track and the breakdown, I was asking myself, if I bring a breakdown and the one who is having a track which has broken down refuses that he is tacky, then there's nothing that will happen.
Atabaki hapo.
Yes. So there's no forced helper. So the helper will just stay there.
I like that.
So it is me to really see strength beyond her. I don't need to judge her. I need to look at her, even in the little way I think she can't do it, but see that there's a possibility inside her. She might not be able to pull me up in this way, but she's able to pull a few things in me that I can't understand.
Yeah.
This is the space whereby I was talking about that there's a place we were the other time with just doing a discussion, and this man was saying that ladies don't love. They love the things you have. And she was like, me, I can't believe that ladies love. They don't. They will only love what you have. Once that thing goes away, they'll go for someone else who has the same things that you have.
Yes.
So if this person sees ladies in that way, tell me, will she accept a lady to become a helper?
No.
Because helping comes in by, if I come to help you, it means I was doing something, then I'm short of energy, I'm short of capacity. Yeah, so I come in to help you pull up where you are.
Yeah.
So it comes out of the helper. If a man is supposed to be blessed, then you must see your wife not as a competitor, but a companion to help you achieve your dreams. So the blessing of a marriage comes in when a man accepts that we are not different, we only have different roles and able capacity in terms of our position.
Yeah.
But not that my wife is coming in to just cook and stay with the babies. That's supposed to be there. So we need to look at our wives as people who have come in to help us push, but not to compete with us. So the blessing of my is I have a helper who the Bible describes alone, that he who finds a wife
finds a
good thing
and obtains favor.
So if she's a good thing, that, you see, I was looking at it like if she's the one who is attracting favor in our marriage. It's like if I'm doing a cake. Have you seen these cakes that people do, and they do a lot of decoration on top, and you're like, wow. Then when you eat it, you discover that it's just the same thing.
Yeah.
But now what happened? The decoration attracted a lot
Yes.
of desire, a lot of feeling. This is awesome. That's what they come to do to us. So they come to create that space whereby there's favor. People will be like, wow, I desire this. So that's what they do. But if you don't look at them as a place of attracting favor, then you're doomed to struggle in marriage.
Very true.
I think
Even there are some areas and some spaces and some situations where actually you get more respect if you are married.
yes.
Umeoa na
Yeah.
uko na watoto.
Yeah.
Mzeka hapa.
Yeah, there's that favor that you receive, even in terms of even you yourself, in terms of just appreciating growth. It comes through just understanding that I normally say, if you don't really see your wife as a companion, then it's hard for you to see even favor that comes from her. Judge. So this girl can never do anything, this girl can never, but she's a door.
Yeah.
Because if she's the one who, if you obtain favor from her, she
Yes.
becomes a door for every breakthrough in your life. But how do you treat them? Huwezi niambia kitu. Huwezi
Well,
niambia
the
kitu.
Bible tells us, ukimkorofisha, hata maombi yako haifiki.
Hata iendangi mahali.
Umechapaga ceiling na inarudi.
Hata baby ifikangi ceiling.
Eh.
Imekiwa kwa carpet. As you pray, iko kwa carpet na wewe.
Hata kwa mdomo inakuwa
Hata
kwa
kwa mdomo.
mdomo.
Yeah, because I was looking at the book of Matthew 19.
Somebody's telling me. Hata even when you're looking for a job, ukikaa hapo na HR, ukimwambia umeoa, hata negotiation ya salary inaenda vizuri.
Inaenda vizuri.
It's true.
Yeah. The other time I was trying to talk about a job somewhere.
Yeah.
And then this guy asked me that we're looking for someone who is married.
Why?
Why?
Because
Yeah.
they know the responsibility.
Yes.
You know, they can tell that
can
you're
trust you,
committed.
You're committed.
They can trust you.
Both feet are on the ground.
Yeah, you're
Yes. Yeah. So,
You know.
Let me read a couple of comments as you look for what you're looking for.
Yes, sir.
It says, I'm enjoying the blessing of teamwork and complementing each other. When I got pregnant, I decided to stay at home and have been taking care of my husband and doing the house duties, and I don't have to worry about provision. While my husband doesn't have to worry about house duties, he can now focus on providing. While we were single, I couldn't just stay at home, and my husband couldn't just work without worrying about the house duties. So the two there are complementing one another. And I think this goes back to what you said earlier. Two things you said. You talked about understanding our roles,
Yeah.
and we are not competing. Because for me, this is a picture of perfect complementing. Yeah, I'm not. The wife is not thinking, hey, even me, I need a career. You know, because maybe I'm insecure. The man can decide that chomoke aende mahali pengine, and the man is not trying to compete with the wife. And because of that perfect harmony, then things are
There's
working
peace
out.
at home.
There's peace at home. Yeah.
yeah, I think even in terms of fellowship, when you're single, even when you pray, you don't have a wider view of what you're praying about. It's always about personal things.
Yes.
I want.
I want.
But discover when you get married, you change about your prayer life. You discover that I need to pray even for my children's children. I need to pray about my whatever happened in our past.
Yeah.
So it opens up. Looking at the book of Matthew 18:19 says, and I say again to you, if two of you agree on earth concerning anything that they ask, it will be done for them by the Father who is in heaven. It says, for where 2 or 3 are gathered. So me, I'm not even in we are 2. So whatever you say, the 2 of you agreeing on earth. So it means you have a bigger command as a married couple.
Yeah.
We can command. It says, I can command it here, and then it comes from heaven. So it means marriage gives up space by now. Apart from just having a community of prayer partners in church, it starts in the house.
Yeah.
So we can sit down and pray and talk about this is what we are trusting God for. And because we've been given that mandate, where 2 or 3, we can speak of what we want and command heaven to come back to earth. So there's that blessing of that comes in terms of the 2 of us becomes now an engine of breaking hell and creating a space of provision.
I like that.
And that place of the Bible says that multiply. The 2 of us can speak about multiplication of marriage. But do you know that sometimes the 2 of us can also agree negatively?
Yes. Yes.
Because if you're not in one in marriage, then that agreement is about we're agreeing in terms of separation.
Yeah.
You break everything else.
Hey.
Yeah, so the blessing of marriage is the two of you when you agree. Let me tell you, nothing can be impossible.
Jamaa siku hizi amekuwa mdeep.
Nakwambia ni mashimo zenye anaendanga.
Anipatie mazee. Tubie GPS hata mimi nikujaga hizo mashimo.
Ni favor.
Listen to this one. Hi there, great topic. Someone said that marriage is two servants in love. However, this is not always the case. How do we begin to change our mindset instead of getting into only thinking about having our needs met?
Yeah.
I think one of the areas that a lot of us struggle in marriage is selfishness. Okay? I'm there thinking, I just want my needs met.
Yeah.
As Catherine, and that's why, when we have a lot of shows nowadays where the women are saying, I want a man that has a car. Mtu wangu hata baiskeli hauna.
Mimi nakwambia.
Aki. Eh? So it is very interesting how we are only looking out for ourselves and what we can get from marriage. But that's not how marriage is instituted. We are not coming into marriage to get the things that we want. We are coming into marriage to serve a purpose. Okay? We are getting into this thing for a purpose.
Yeah.
So if you're not sure or if you're not aware of what the purpose is, then it will be very difficult. You really struggle to be in that marriage, and you'll also be very frustrated because the only thing you're thinking about is he did not have a fire, and stuff like that.
And you don't get to enjoy the blessing.
You don't get to enjoy the blessing.
Yeah.
The Bible says that where there is unity, God commands a blessing. So that means if all of you are looking out for what you want in that marriage and there is frustration, that means there is no unity. So where will the blessing come from? So we need to agree, to have a common ground in our marriage for us to also receive the blessing from God.
Wow.
Yeah, because now what happens is that if we continue to drift away, we are not inviting the blessing of God to come in. But the more we get united in prayer, in purpose, the more we get united in the common things that we desire, then the more also God blesses us in our marriage.
Wow.
I'm just trying to get from this point about where there's unity, God commands a blessing.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to look at a well of blessings that only needs you to just be together in unity, and then you get it.
Imagine.
That's all. It's like there's a very big well that has all that you've been trusting God for, but it's only the one thing needed from you, just a unity of purpose.
Just
unite. And like we talk about maybe about our needs. I was looking at like marriage is not about needs but about deeds.
Hey.
So I'm not looking for people to satisfy. A marriage is not all about meeting our needs. It's more about our deeds. So I don't ask for what I want from them, but I act in a way to satisfy that will bring out what I need from them. I was hearing another thing going on during Valentine, that some people say that I'll rather cry in a Range Rover with the notes flying and handkerchiefs to the window than cry on a motorbike nikichapwa na baridi. And you look at that, even during this Valentine, I was really telling you that, you know what, gifts don't determine it's okay to love. But it's all about choice, commitment, and contentment.
Hey.
So if you don't see your marriage as a place of, I chose Njambi and I'm committed to her, then I'm content to her, that creates unity. So what else do I need from that? Blessings. Because some of us look at marriage by, she didn't do this, she didn't do this, she didn't do this. But I was looking at it as like, sometimes even marriage becomes a school of discipleship for us.
Yeah.
Because the only place you can learn about true discipleship is when you're in marriage, whereby you will serve your wife, she will serve you, you will wash her hands, you will really forgive her, and she'll forgive you. You'll do some very silly mistakes, and you're like, you deserve to be punished. And she looks at you and says, no, baby, it's okay. And that's where discipleship takes place. Because we can see it in terms of servanthood. Because now this is what also marriage teaches us, about a blessing of being a servant.
Yeah.
When Jesus was washing the disciples' feet, he said that if anyone wants to be great, he must before become
the servant.
The servant.
Of all.
And you see, that's where growth comes from. That I should be able to understand how to relate with my wife in the house. Then that greatness comes automatically, because this is what God says. And his words are final. So it means if I'm able to really see my wife and my marriage as a place of a blessing, then I don't mind serving. In quotes, my spouse, and seeing her as a human being who is not lesser than me, or I'm not bigger than them.
Yes.
So everything I do it as an act of service to him who comes and rewards me with greatness. So marriage is a very, in short, marriage is a place whereby we can really thrive, JMO. We can really have all that we need. I think the only place that you can shake the world, if it is done well, is a space of marriage.
Space I agree.
Because the two of you have all the commands from Genesis that God has. You know what? If the two of you agree, if you pray together, multiply, fill the dominion, I think the space of marriage becomes a place where, you know what? We can take over the world. But the challenge is we are not in one.
Bible says that children are a blessing from the Lord.
Yes, they are.
It goes on to say, happy is the man whose quiver is full of them.
Yes. Watatu. Amen.
Amen.
Talk about children, because children are a blessing in marriage.
Yes. Children are a gift from God. And when you get into marriage and God blesses you with children, they are a true blessing. You get to see your mini you. Kamutu kana kufanana, Kamutu kadogo kana kufanana. And also in that space of parenting, you know, that's where God gives you a lot of wisdom, because this is a new class, you know. Raising children is totally a new class. The blessing of children, being able to be responsible for another human being is such a huge responsibility. And it's very sad in our day, you know, when we are celebrating people that we call deadbeats. Yesterday I was taking a couple that did a premarital class with us on parenting, and it was very interesting how we were, you know, going through the various parenting styles, you know, authoritarian, authoritative, you know, there's also neglectful parenting and the trauma it causes to children. It was very interesting to see how they were reacting, because I think they only thought that being a parent is just siring children, taking them to school.
The rest comes naturally.
Exactly. It's a huge responsibility. You know, the Bible tells us as parents, train up a child in the ways that they should go, and when they grow up they will not depart from it. We also have a huge responsibility, and God has blessed us, as you know, as parents, to be able to train up our children in the ways of God. So children are a blessing, you know. It's a gift from God. It's good to be called mommy. It's such a blessing for little ones to call you mommy. So in the context of marriage, that is also a very huge blessing, to be parents to children.
Wow. Imagine my producer is parenting me in the ear. And you are cutting me short. But I love what we've talked about today. Marriage is indeed a blessing. And we haven't even finished the list. There's still so many more things
we've just
talk about.
The surface.
Just scratched the surface. My time is up. I need to shut down the clinic, but I hope you've caught what Douglas said at the beginning, that you need to enter into marriage knowing that it is already blessed. I love the illustration of the coins. You know, it is already filled with blessings. So as you enter in, enjoy the blessings, and don't mistake the blessings for something that they are not. You know, enjoy that your wife is your helper. Enjoy that companionship. Enjoy the fruit of the womb when God blesses you with it. Aya, asanteni sana. Madaktari hapo wanaenda kuhudumia wagonjwa wengine kwa kliniki yao, wanakuwa na kliniki nyingine na hapo behind the tent.
Hapo nyuma.
Yes. Until next week for another session on the Relationship Clinic. Do have a great day and God bless you.
Amen.
You for watching. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get notified whenever we upload new fresh content every day. Stay tuned and enjoy fresh, uplifting content.